Saw everybody posting like, ooh, early spring break, and I was like, ooh, we on spring break early. I got 3 weeks of break. I'm back home, and it's not about to be like that. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nazjaa and I make college or lifestyle related content. And today I am back with another video. So today's video will be all about how you can ace your online classes. So as you know, the coronavirus epidemic has basically put the US on shutdown, on lockdown, and a lot of students across the country are not going to school. They're doing online class, or they just have like canceled school for a shortened period of time. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to ace your online class. I constructed these tips from research and from personal experience. So I did have to take an online class in high school. I took AP Psych online. It was not cute, so I'm a little bit stressed about these online classes, but I know if I follow my tips and I try as hard as possible, I know I'll be able to be successful, and I hope you guys will be able to be successful as well, because we don't know how long we'll have to take online class. Could be just be for a week, 2 weeks, or it could be for the rest of the semester, the next quarter, all of the above. So we're gonna see how this plays out, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram if you have any questions. But let's just get right into the tips. I also want to say a couple things before we start. So first, these tips are for college and high school students. Anybody who's taking an online class, you can benefit from these tips. You would just have to make them specific to your situation. I know for college classes, you might have all of your assignments ahead of time, but in high school, I know they give it to you like weekly or daily, so you might not know what things you need to work on. So I'm going to mention a tip for that later, but that's just a disclaimer. Another disclaimer, this is different for quarter versus semester students. So for semester, you already know all your professors for the rest of the school year. You know your teachers for the rest of the school year. You know your assignments that you have to do. But for quarter students, we'll be starting a new quarter after spring break, which means we'll have all new classes, all new professors, all new workload. So it's going to be kind of a harder adjustment to make for quarter students, because you're not already used to these classes and these professors that you're going to be meeting online instead of in person. So those are just two disclaimers that I wanted to make before I got into the video, but everybody can watch this video and learn from it. So I hope you guys take away from these tips. So the first tip is to change your mindset. This is not like an extended spring break. This is not an early summer break or anything like that. We still have work to do. We still have to go to class. We still have to take tests, write essays, all of the above, depending on what kind of classes you're in. And you still want to work towards those goals. You still want to graduate. You still want to ace your classes, get good grades. So I need you guys to change your mindset about what we're doing. I saw everybody posting like, ooh, early spring break. And I was like, ooh, we on spring break early. I got 3 weeks of break. I'm back home. And it's not about to be like that. That really hindered my motivation, because I was like, this is break time. I shouldn't have to be doing schoolwork. But that's a completely wrong mindset to have, because now we're all doing online school. And even though you might be on break right now, it's gonna resume at some point. So hopefully you will get in that mindset of this is still school. Tip 2, going off of that, I wanted to say, treat this like it's regular school. You won't have to get up, travel to school, put on uniform, put on like nice clothes to go to school, and then sit in class. But you should still get up, get ready for the day, sit at your desk or sit wherever, and just pretend like you're in actual school. So don't be on your phone during class. Try to take notes if that's what you do. Just do everything you did in regular school in order to be more successful in your online class. When I was doing my AP Psych class, I would be like, I do not want to be doing this work. When the lectures were playing, I was just on my phone. I wasn't paying attention, and it was really hard for me to be able to catch up and like be successful in the class, because I was treating it like it was just some random YouTube video that I don't have to pay attention to, but that is not the case. My third tip is to keep up with your assignments. So in order to be successful in online school, I think organization is going to be your biggest friend. So staying organized is extremely important during a time like this. And y'all know I love to talk about organization. So the first thing I suggest is making a to-do list, or having a planner to make weekly to-do lists or to-do lists for the rest of the semester. You can organize your assignments by deadline. You can organize them by importance. You can organize them by type, like quiz, test, essay. You can do this daily. I do a daily to-do list sometimes if I feel like I have a lot to do in one day. Sometimes I do a weekly to-do list, like this is everything I have to do in the week. And then I have a running list of things that I have to get done for the whole quarter. So I would say week 1, I have to do this. Week 2, I have to do this. And this requires a lot of effort in the beginning of like the school year or the semester or the quarter. This is more for college students, because I know high school you don't really get a syllabus with all of your assignments, but in college you do. So I would go through my syllabi and I would mark all of my important assignments in my notes app under like a calendar. So this was my assignment list for winter 2020, and you can see I had it organized by weeks and by classes. Not everything is on here, but my big assignments are on here that were due. Since we're doing online school, I recommend organizing your papers, your essays, anything you have for that class in Google Drive. So you can do different Google Drive folders and different documents for different things. You can upload PDFs, Word documents, and just work from Google Drive to stay super organized. I keep saying I'm going to make an organization video. I just don't know if people would actually watch it. But if you're interested in seeing how I organize my Google Drive, I have different folders. So I'll have a Stanford folder, and in that folder I'll have year 1, quarter 1, and then I'll have all my classes. And then I'll do the same thing for year 1, quarter 2, year 1, quarter 3, and so on. And that'll help me stay really organized. If I need to go find my intro psych lecture from like March 24th, I would go in and go to Intro to Psychology lecture notes, and then I'll just go pull up the notes because I organize them by date. So I can show you guys that. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's actually really easy, and that just helps me stay really organized. So that's my third tip, is just keep up with all of your assignments and stay organized. The fourth tip that I have is to set aside time to complete assignments. So of course this won't work for every student or every person, because some people don't like to schedule out their day. Some people don't like to schedule blocks of time to work on things, but it really does work for some people to schedule certain times to do stuff. So from 12 to 1, I'm gonna have lunch. From 1 to 3, I'm gonna do work. From 3 to 4, I'm gonna be in class, stuff like that. But I feel like it can be really easy, especially if you're at home. This is like where you chill. You might have a TV, you might have your phone, laptop. It might be really easy to get distracted, but I think you should set yourself to a schedule, at least like it could be a loose schedule, like, okay, in the morning I'm gonna do class, in the afternoon I'm gonna do work, and at night I'm gonna chill, vice versa. So I think you should have that kind of schedule and just know what works for you and try out different things if you're not sure what kind of schedule you want to be on. Number 5, this is like super important, not even for just online class, just for school in general, is to check your email frequently. And not just your email, but your school email specifically. So this is extremely important, y'all. I learned this lesson the hard way. I learned this lesson kind of early too. And so in high school, I like wouldn't check my email as frequently. It was just like, oh, it's just my email. Like that's where my discount codes and my spam goes. But it's actually really important to check your emails, because your professors, your teachers could be sending important information, especially since we're now moving to online instruction where they won't be able to tell you things in person. You have to know when they send out an email and when they send out an announcement so that you'll be up to date with everything. Like they could be saying you have a free extension on this paper, or you guys don't have to turn in this assignment till this date, or they might just be a change in plans, and this will really help you guys stay on top of things. So turn your email notifications on and make sure to just check it frequently. So that's tip number 5, is to check your school email frequently and just make sure you're staying on top of these announcements that they're sending out through whatever portal that you guys use, whether it's Infinite Campus, whether it's Canvas, whether it's Blackboard, all of those different types of platforms. Tip number 6 is kind of related to tip number 5, which is to check your grades frequently. In high school, it's very easy. Usually it's very easy to check your grade. You have access to basically seeing your grade book when your teacher's putting grades. You can like see your grade in that class currently. So I want you guys to make sure to keep up with that, especially with online, because you'll never know when an assignment is graded unless you go and check and see if they put it in the grade book. However, this is a little bit harder to do in college because you guys don't have like a running grade book that you can go back and check. Your assignments might send out the grades. You won't have something like continuous that you'll be able to go and look at. So I want you to be able to keep up with the grades you're getting back on your assignments, and maybe if they send it as a Word document or a PDF, or they send you a rubric, just download that, keep it in a Google Drive folder, and you'll be able to access it later. You can calculate your own grade, and you just keep up with it that way so that you know you're on track and you're being successful in each of your classes. Number 7 is also kind of related to checking your school email and attending class. It's basically to communicate with your teachers and your professors, and as well as your classmates or other students who are in the class with you. This is because online instruction is, in my opinion, and this is just like, it can be different for every person, but in my opinion, online instruction is a little harder because you can't like raise your hands and actually talk to the professor or go into office hours and get help. But with email or with chats or just in the lecture, maybe you can speak, ask any questions that you may have about any of the content, or email them after class if you didn't understand something, because online learning is a distance learning. You're not face to face with the professor all the time. It might be helpful for you to just ask any questions that you guys have, even if it seems redundant, even if it seems like not a good question, just ask it anyway, just to get clarification. If you have to ask clarifying questions about the assignment or about the concept that they just taught, make sure to do it. Okay, so the 8th tip that I have is to use Khan Academy, YouTube, and any other online resources to your advantage. Khan Academy and YouTube videos can be your best friends. If you're trying to get clarification on a concept or a topic and you can't reach your professor, you can't reach your teacher, or you can't reach another classmate, you can go to Khan Academy. They have all kinds of concepts and topics on there, and also YouTube has like every video you can imagine. So I would urge you guys, especially if you're taking math, CS, like some kind of technical concept class, to use Khan Academy and YouTube to your advantage, and just use other online resources to help clarify information and make sure you're understanding what you're supposed to be understanding, and that anything you're confused about is cleared up. So my ninth and my last tip is to just stay disciplined and stay focused on your goal, like I mentioned in tip number 1. This is a very challenging time. It's like a different circumstance. Everything's kind of changed in terms of us going to school or us being on campus. I believe that with discipline and with focus, you'll be able to be just as successful as you are, or more successful in online class than you are on campus or in person. You can kind of do things at your own pace. Yes, you have deadlines, but you will not have like such a structured day. You don't have to be in one classroom for this long and then another classroom for this long. You can kind of like move through your day as you want to. So I feel like it's important to have that discipline to know that, okay, I've worked on this assignment for long enough. I need to start another assignment and get that done as well. So I think that's really important to stay focused. You still want to graduate if you're class of 2020. You still want to get good grades. You still want to learn that content. So just make sure you're being very disciplined. Those are my 9 tips that I had for you guys. I kind of flew through them, but I wanted this to be a very short and concise video. So I hope you guys got some valuable knowledge from that. Make sure to ask me anything you have in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Friday.